Hey everybody, and welcome to Slowpoke Racing and to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Eldridge Air Conditioning. Talking of Eldridge Air Conditioning, I am joined once again, you will all be pleased to hear, I am joined once again by Mark, otherwise known as Hairy Poppins. Morning, Mark.
Good morning. Morning, Mark. Yourself? Eminem, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. Well, I'm a bit tired because, for those that don't know, myself and Mark actually covered the AM2 races, and they finished just before these guys. So we've been up all night and waiting for these guys to come back on track. And here we are now with the Pro Split 1 guys. So it's been a bit of a long night, hasn't it, Mark?
It's been a long slog, Mark, hasn't it? Yeah, long slog. We had a nice dinner though, didn't we? And a couple of beers.
We did, and we're chilled out now and ready for some exciting races from these guys.
Exactly that. Yeah, we're looking forward to this one, and we're absolutely looking forward to our bed because, yeah, like you say, it's been a long night. So
we've been up all night. So, if you're not quite sure where we are over in Atlanta, just north of Brasseldon in Georgia. We're on Road Atlanta, a 2.5 mile road course, 12 turns. Well, there's actually, it depends how you look at it, because the chicane bit is 10A and 10B, strangely enough. So it could be 13, could be 12. There's no actual corner names for this one, so I've actually come up with a couple of names myself, so I might just chuck them in. And I think, Mark, you've got a bit of interesting information about this track as well.
Yes, yeah, we have. So basically, Road Atlanta, officially known as the Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta, it's actually a world-class road course in Braselton, Georgia. Okay, so it's got a rich history dating back to its opening in 1970. So the idea for this track was actually conceived in 1969 by David Sloyer, Earl Walker and Arthur Montgomery, when another track's Cowman series was cancelled due to the flood damage. So yeah, so this is what we have. So Road Atlanta.
So we've got about a 55-year-old track. Then it doesn't look like any of the potholes have been filled in. They are doing, because there are a few cones, as you can see, all over the place. So the roadworks are underway. But a fantastic track, and as we've just watched in the AM2, plenty of thrills and spills to be had. So looking forward to seeing how these guys get on. So shall we just crack on and have a look down the grid and see where they all have qualified? Now, we will bring you the league table next week. I know it is around, I've just not got it, so that's my fault, and I apologise for that. But what we will do, this is the last of the sprint races. So we've got 2 races for you this evening. The first one is an out-and-out sprint on soft tyres. The second one is a mandatory pit stop with hard and medium tyres to be used. Next week is the start of the endurance races. So it is just one long race, all 3 compounds to be used. Yeah, so we'll bring you the league table at the start of next week. So that is the halfway point. So without further ado, let's have a look down at the grid. So 10-minute qualifying session, and Motorstorm Heroes put himself on pole position. And believe it or not, this is his first pole this season. He's already had 1 win.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well done to Motorstorm. He's already had 1 win this season. He's had 3 seconds. So he's always there and thereabouts. But yeah, well done to Motorstorm, getting himself on pole position. Just behind him is Brisbane. Now, he's been on every single podium except for 1 race. 2 wins under his belt so far, so really stamping his authority on this league is Brisbane. Then we've got Scott just behind in 3rd. Scott seems to like this track, doesn't he? Getting himself up there in 3rd.
He does. Scott does like this track.
Enzo Jack, he's in 4th, just behind. You were saying last week how much Enzo Jack has come on, and he really seems to have settled into this car after a very rocky start. But he's really got to grips with this Lamborghini now, as Enzo gets himself in 4th. Panic at the Tesco is 5th on the grid, with Oz just behind. Even in the dark, that thing is bright, isn't it?
Do you think he's going to taste the rainbow tonight?
Well, let's hope so. Osman has found his form as well, so he's settled into this Lambo. So keep an eye on Osman. He's going to be up there fighting for a podium as well. Now then, we have a newcomer to the grid, a cherry to be popped on the Slowpoke Racing, and it is one of our Greek drivers. We're going to call him Sturpan. I apologise if that's not right, but you can see it's HKRT Sturpan, so it is Sturpan from now. So welcome to him. Good to have him on the grid.
Welcome, Sturpan.
We have got Victor in 8th, our Hungarian driver. Been around a while, Victor has. He's a very quick guy, actually. A bit of an up and down season. A couple of mistakes has cost him some positions, but he's a fighter, is Victor. Then we've got Dyson in 9th. Then we've got Fitzy in 10th. Smith is in 11th with Thingy. At the back. He's Thingy from now on.
Thingy.
I have absolutely no idea. There's some sort of hieroglyphics there. That could be telling me the way to Xanadu or something. I have no idea. So, yeah, unless Thingy puts a name I can pronounce up there, then it's going to be Thingy. So I apologise to that.
Welcome, Thingy.
But, yeah, I don't speak Greek or read it or so apologies for that. But welcome, another cherry to be popped. I shall carry on coughing as normal. So 12 on the grid then. We get back up to the top and our normal camera, and we'll get this one underway, shall we?
Let's go for it, Mark.
So we are off. 19 laps ahead of us. As I say, it is just an out-and-out sprint on the soft tyres. Fuel should be okay.
It's a good track, this, though, isn't it, Mark? Yeah. There's another thing about this track as well, because it's been conceived in the 1969, 1970s. So, modern day, they've built a new modern pit and paddock area, which is probably explains why it's so difficult to get in.
It is a nightmare, isn't it? It is a nightmare to get into the pits, which we shall see in race 2. It's not going to affect these guys in race 1, as Motorstorm leads everybody through the S's for the first time, the famous S's. Panic at the Tesco there in 5th. Brisbane still in 2nd. Then we've got Scott, Enzo Jack in 4th, Panic at the Tesco 5th. Then Osman, Sturpan, Victor, Dyson and Smith make up the top 10. Everybody just trying to get some heat into the tyres as they go around turn 6 and 7. The double right-hander for the first time. And then onto this back straight. Smith kicking up a little bit of grass there, Mark, on the exit of turn 7.
He is. He's still on track, though, isn't he? So, you know, he's got the slipstream now, so he should... What do you reckon? Do you reckon he's going to go for a dive up the inside? He's certainly close enough for it, Mark.
He's definitely going to have a look, isn't he? A quick look behind. He's going to have to do something because he's got Fitzy chasing him down. Oh, just backs out at the last minute. And a wise decision, actually, looking at the amount of cars just up ahead. If he'd have made that move on Dyson, he'd just ended up in the back of Victor. So, a good racing there from Smith, I think.
Yeah, that's what they say, mate. At the end of the day, it's literally the race is not won on the first lap, isn't it? So he knows he's got another 17, 18 laps to do. So just keep yourself calm. He had a little bit of a twitch there, as you saw, but he still managed to keep it on track. Certainly
looks like he's got the pace, doesn't it? Now, I think we've had a bit of a change up at the top. Scott has moved up and got past Brisbane, so... I'm not going to go back. I'm guessing he's done that on the back straight. That back straight is just under a mile long, and as you quite rightly said, it's slipstreaming really kicks in. So Scott has now moved up into P2 with Brisbane in P3, and now he's got a mirror full of Enzo Jack. And Enzo Jack really pushing hard as he goes around turn 6 and 7 for the second time. Onto this back straight where everybody camps out. There's our little caravan for the night over there on the right. Give everybody a wave.
We did. We had beef Wellington this evening, didn't we? So yeah,
it was a fantastic night, and we're back out again for this race. It's be glad to see the back of it. We're off to Australia next week, by the way, for the start of the endurance race. So looking forward to that one.
Very steeped in history, that Bathurst. So I'll be interested in. I'll do some research on that one, but yeah, 1815, 1850s.
We'll see if we can get one of the Airbnbs actually on the track and stay over for the weekend. So as we follow these,
get the Mozi Mets as well, yeah.
You will try and do some. So into turn 1 we go again. Then uphill into turn 2. We will do a lap with somebody as usual, and. I'm just going to jump on board with Enzo, with Panic, sorry, as we enter into the S's, and you can see why it's called the S's. You need to try and straight line that as much as possible, and then into this horrible turn 5, which is where you tend to pick up a lot of penalties. Nobody picking up penalties at the minute, it doesn't look like. We did see one earlier, but they're not being dished out as quick and often as I thought they would be.
Well, this is pro split one, isn't it, Mark? So as we've seen from the races throughout the season, they're very consistent, and some of these guys probably would have done about 300-400 laps.
Yeah, in the practicing. Yeah.
So they know where all the limits are, so not to push it too much. But another good thing is as well, it seems like the team managers are on the ball because every single one of them are on the softs, unlike earlier.
Yes, we did have somebody doing race one on the hards, which is unfortunate, as Smith and Victor go door to door into the chicane, and Smith just backs out of that one. That slipstream really does come into fruition towards the end of the straight, to be honest, as you go down the hill towards the chicane. So unless you're actually tucked right underneath the rear bumper of somebody at the exit of turn 7, you've got to practically wait until you're on top of the chicane, haven't you, before that slipstream kicks in, and it can catch you out.
Mark, we have a spinner. We have a spinner.
Oh, let's have. Who is it?
Oh, it's Brisbane.
Is it? Well, no. What has happened here to Brisbane? We're going to go back, and obviously we're going to go back and have a look. We'll do the usual, get the drone to follow him. So Brisbane in third then. He's got Enzo Jack just behind him into turn 1 now. Then where did it all go wrong?
Too wide.
Oh, no.
Too wide. Oh, watch that. Oh, yes. Well, Dave, fair play to him. He's just managed to miss that barrier there.
And he's wrestling that. Oh, and the inevitable spin. Oh, what a shame for Brisbane. He's on the escape road now, trying to get back on track.
That's very unfortunate.
Oh,
for
no.
Brisbane. Oh, and it reset as well. Oh, do you know what? That's like double punishment, isn't it?
That is
you got to feel sorry for
so
Brisbane.
cruel. He got back onto the track, hadn't he? There was no need for the.
Oh no, his head's all over the place. He needs to calm down,
tyres.
Clean them tyres, and then just carry on. Keep calm and carry on, Brisbane. Come on, mate. We know you
What
can do
a
it.
shame. And if you look at the map in the top right, you can see that little red triangle is Brisbane. Look how far away he is. That is pretty much race over for him. What an absolute disaster for Brisbane.
Unlucky, Briz. Unlucky. Hopefully he keeps his head down and he'll catch the back of the pack towards maybe halfway through.
Yeah, we shall leave him to calm down. He doesn't want us watching him as he wrestles that bloody thing back onto the track. But there we go. Motorstorm out in front now with, I was going to say, a bit of a gap, but Scott is all over him, isn't he? Scott is just not letting Motorstorm get away. The gap is actually now from Scott back to Enzo Jack, and that gap obviously was vacated by Brisbane a few minutes ago, and you can see the debris all over the track. Hope the marshals don't go running on to clean that off.
Well, you see, the thing with Scott is Scott does like following, because what he does is he stays behind them and he follows their line, so he works out where and where not to go. So in actual fact, he does actually like to follow, and then when he wants to pull the trigger, which he will do eventually, I'd imagine in a few laps' time, but he seems quite comfortable just to sit there and be like, do you know what, mate, you go
lead.
ahead, you lead, I'll save your tyres. And then when the time comes, if I get close enough, then I'll go for a move on you.
Yeah, absolutely right. There's no rush for Scott at the minute. Same with Enzo, same as Panic. They're quite happy to just sit there. We've got a lot of laps ahead of us. Just follow Motorstorm around. Motorstorm, obviously, on the other hand, he's going to have different thoughts. He wants to try and get away and open up a gap between himself and Scott, try and make things as comfortable as he can, because another 14 laps of this kind of pressure is not what Motorstorm Hero needs. Let's just have a bit of a look down. In fact, you know what, let's jump on board with Motorstorm, shall we? We'll do a lap with him for now. So we go into turn 1. We've called this one Bennett's Bend, and then we climb up the hill into turn 2, which is a bit of a blind turn, hard onto the brakes to make turn 2. And then we go into the S's. I've renamed these the Unforgiven S's, and you can see why they are called that. Down at the bottom of the hill then, as we exit turn 4, we're into turn 5, where the penalties are usually dished out, but Motorstorm, well done for that one. Down towards turn 6, we've named this one Stormfly Curve at turn 6 and then 7, a double right-hander, which then brings us back on to what I've called the Wadru Straight, in honour of Wadru, who no longer races with us, I don't believe. So that's for turn 8. Then we're on to this long straight. It is just under a mile. It's 0.79 of a mile long. A couple of turns on this one. Turn 9, more of a bend in the road than anything else. Then we come into the Farmac chicane at turns 10A and 10B. Very strange corner numbers, 10A and 10B. Under the bridge, past the pit entry and then we're into turn 11, and then into turn 12, Derg's corner, and across the line for another fastest lap from Motorstorm, a 1:18.2.
So, yeah, he's just nicked that from Enzo, because Enzo was carrying the fastest lap.
Was he? So, yeah, good going from Motorstorm. So, as I say, his agenda is going to be try and get away from Scott. Scott, on the other hand, as you quite rightly said, Mark, he's just going to be quite happy to sit there and follow him around, watch his lines, watch his braking points, and, well, pick up a few tips, or not that Scott needs them.
No, of course he doesn't. He doesn't. And there's a good, happy days as well, Mark, because the sun is rising.
Yes, we can actually see the cars now. That's the trouble with night racing. You'll find as we go on, if we do more night races, all you see is headlights.
Well, unless you're Osmond, so tasting the rainbow with the old Skittles, so you can see that during the night as well.
Yeah, you're going to see. You can see that from space. So Osmond there in fifth, looking comfortable actually. At the minute is Osmond. He's not under any real pressure. One of the new guys, the Greek Sturpan, in sixth, having a good race so far. Again, in sixth position, just ahead of Victor, so he's got his hands full. Obviously, doesn't know any of the guys around him, so he's got to learn how they race as well. Sorry, Mark, go on.
No, I was just going to say, doesn't know any of the guys around him, so cherry popping for him at the moment, isn't it? So it's the Greeks versus the Hungarians at the moment.
At the minute, yes, with Victor really putting the pressure on. We'll jump on board with Victor as we get up towards turn one. Don't want to make the same mistake that Brisbane made and go a little bit too wide onto the grass. Very nicely done from Victor. Onto the brakes into turn two, and then we start on down the S's again. A quick look behind us. Smith now starting to get into this race. He's creeping up to the back of Victor, having a good old sniff around the rear end into turn five, and you could see Victor there just hesitant on the power, didn't want to push it too far wide, otherwise he'd have picked a penalty up there. So good car control from Victor. I think most people would have been tempted to just slam their foot down on that accelerator and would have picked a penalty up there.
Yeah, he probably would, but you think these cars run very low to the ground, don't they? And this is not exactly a smooth surface track, is it? So you can imagine the bouncing around that happens, especially down through those S's. So yeah, I can understand that they'll be a little bit cautious when they come up to turn five.
It's going to be very bumpy in there, isn't it? So Smith then in eighth, and oh dear, what's happened here then? So Dyson, well, Brisbane, we know what happened to Brisbane. We've got Dyson and Thingy in 10th and 11th, so there's a bit of a gap between Thingy and Fitzy, so there may have been an off or a mistake from either of these two guys. But look at Dyson practically pushing Thingy along. He's having a right good look in the boot, isn't he?
He's going to have a look up the inside, do you think, or is he going to wait?
No, I think he's going to wait, isn't he? Unless Thingy moves out of his way and opens the door. Fantastic stuff from these two. Shall we jump on board with Dyson and just see what look at that?
That is my worst corner in this track. I hate that. You know that blind right-hander?
Yeah, I don't think many like that one at all. Yeah,
you just can't see. And look, and even when we're riding on board with Dyson, there's not a lot to see out of this car, is there? This is fantastic racing from Dyson to be that close to the car in front and still manage to hit the brakes in time. I think I'd have pushed him into the forest just at the back there by now. But fantastic stuff from Dyson. If we jump on board with Thingy and have a look behind, that is what he is looking at as Dyson really puts the pressure on. Now this is where Dyson can really make his move. He's definitely into the slipstream. You can see him creeping closer and closer and closer, and as I say, it's not till you go over the crest of this hill. Let's have a look as Dyson dives to the inside. Now then, he has got the inside line into the chicane. Nice overtake that, Dyson.
Yeah, Thingy didn't really fight that one, did he? He knew he'd lost the corner, so good racing from Thingy as well, actually. That could have been all sorts of wrong for the pair of them, but they live to fight another day. So we've said it, or I've said it many times, you do not need to be at the pointy end to have a good race. These guys are down in 10th and 11th and having a fantastic battle. And,
yeah, it's a shame we didn't see what happened, why they've dropped off the back of the pack, but it's at the end of the day, they're together, so they're racing.
They're having a good race, and that's what it's all about. That's why we come on and do what we do, to enjoy our racing. Motorstorm in P1 still. Now he has got a little bit of a gap now back to Scott. It's very difficult to tell. It's probably, a second, just under a second,
Yeah,
between
it looks that way, doesn't it? Yeah, probably about, what's that, 2, 3 car lengths behind him
two or
now.
three
So
cars.
maybe Motorstorm's starting to stretch his legs a little bit. He's a bit comfortable with the car, so he's thinking, do you know what? I'm gonna ease it out. So it gives him a little bit more flexibility, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I think
Not so much pressure having Scott up his backside. So yeah.
I think Motorstorm has really settled in now, hasn't he? And got to grips with the Lambo. It takes some getting used to, but now we are on round 5. And I think most of the guys now have sort of sussed the car out. Enzo Jack having a fantastic race in P3.
He has. I mean, Enzo's clocked 3,375 miles in this Lambo. So
there's a bit of practice gone on, I would say.
Massive. Massive, yeah, 3,300 miles.
It's not a brand new car, is it? Well, there we go. If we're looking at the mileage, Panic has actually done 4,000. So,
wow.
Yeah, Osman, 2,000. Sturpan, well, brand new for him. Almost delivery mileage.
Exactly.
Although I bet some of the guys have got a practice car, so that when they do come on track, they bring out their racing car, which has hardly got anything on it. I do that myself sometimes. I've got a practice car.
Do you?
Yeah, I've got a practice car.
I've never seen the reason for it. A practice car and a race car. Are they two different things? You got setups for your practice and your race car?
No, it's nothing technical like that. The only reason I do it is, and I swear to you, this is not a brag. I've got 100 million credits, which I've had for.
Million.
Yeah, you can't go any more. So every time you earn credits, you can't actually gain any more. 100 million is the limit. So you'll end up with a load of tickets, etc. So I just keep buying cars just to try and drop it down so I'm not wasting credits. So I'll end up with, I've got about 4 or 5 Lambos.
I'm actually really jealous, Mark, because I've only got something like 19 million credits. So yeah,
well, I've got every car and 100 million credits, so I'm buying more cars. So I've got probably at least a minimum of 2 or 3 of every car, and that's why I have a practice car, just to use them.
Oh, okay. Are you a fan of the legend cars as well? Because I myself like to collect those ones.
Yes, yeah, I've got all the legend cars, maybe even got a couple of each of those. Again, just to spend some credits. And I say it's not a brag. I'm not sort of bragging or anything like that.
No, you're not bragging too much, are you? Maybe breakfast is on you this morning, yeah, Mark?
It's probably absolutely not a problem. If I could transfer some, I would. Anyway, back to the racing. Fitzy in 9th. He's trying to get onto the back of Smith. Smith in 8th. He's putting Victor under a lot of pressure now. So Victor's still having this battle with Sturpan. Sturpan managing to hold on to P6. We're on lap 12 of 19, and this battle really is raging, isn't it? We are starting to see a couple of gaps. So let's just go back up to the top and work our way down. Motorstorm still out in front with Scott and Enzo Jack in 2nd and 3rd. Then we've got a slight gap then back to Panic at the Tesco in 4th. He's got Osman for company just behind him in 5th. Then again another little gap then back to Sturpam in 6th. He's got Victor and Smith battling away just behind him for 7th and 8th. Again another slight gap then back to Fitzy. Then there is, a decent gap then back to Dyson, who's managed to get away from Thingy after that great move we saw at the chicane a couple of laps ago. So Dyson now sort of in no man's land, really.
Hunting down Fitzy, isn't he?
That's what I say. He's desperately trying to catch up to the back of Fitzy to take P9 away from him. But what have we got? 6 laps to go after this one. It's a big ask at the minute. Then we've got Thingy down in 11. Seems to be dropping off the pace a little bit now. But he is just settling in. This is his first race with us. I think it may even be his first race with URL. So he's just trying to suss everybody out. And as we've already said, he's only got 170 odd miles on the clock. So he's not really used to the car either. And as we know, this beast does take some taming. So we'll look forward to seeing what he can do in future races. And then poor old Briz down in 12th. He's catching up, isn't he? Sorry, Mark, go on.
I was just going to say it's been unfortunate, hasn't he? He's not been able to gain on everybody, is it? Because they're such in the top split that you're talking hundredths of a second between a lot of them. It's almost impossible if you're that far back that he might well catch Thingy, but I mean it's just one of those things. He's going to have to recoup, isn't he? Have a sit down, have a cup of tea, and go round 2.
You know what, Mark? I think looking at his lap times, 118s, 121s, 120s, I think Briz has decided this race is over for him. He's just going to go through the motions, try and pick out where he picks up penalties, where he doesn't, and he's going to come back fighting in race 2 because he will start on pole position in race 2. Yeah. If he pushes now, the best he can possibly hope for, I think, would probably be P11. So I think he's doing the right thing. I think he's just trying to find his limits on this track now, and he's going to come back fighting in race 2.
Oh, it's a tricky track with a tricky car, isn't it? So low to the ground as well. So yeah, like I say, he's finding his limits and that, and saying hopefully, you know, as we say, he who's last shall be first. So I'm sure he's got a good strategy lined up for race 2.
So we're just following Sturpan at the minute in P7, trying to chase Victor down in 7th. Little gap starting to appear now. Smith just dropped off the pace a little bit. May have been a half-second penalty that we missed or a slight mistake. I mean, he's still there. He's still facing the right way, which is the main thing. And I've got to say, I love the livery on that car as well.
Yeah, that reminds me, it's like a Valentino Rossi style livery, isn't it, the colour? So, I mean, we do know that Smith does love Valentino Rossi, obviously not in that way, but he's a very, very big fan. See VR46. So yeah, I do like the colour on the front of Smith's car, and it is a fantastic looking livery as well.
It looks quite mean as well. I think if you look in your rear view mirror and you see Agent Smith bearing down on you, it is not what you want to see. But at the minute, Sturpan he's doing a decent job actually of keeping him at bay. Smith doing everything he can to catch up. Then we've got Fitzy in 9th, another fantastic livery. I love that car. It's plain and simple, but very, very effective. So fantastic. So Fitzy, if you did that, hats off to you. I really do like that. If you stole it, well, okay, fair enough. Whoever did it, well done.
Yeah, very nice looking livery car, that one.
So lap 16 then of 19. So what's that? 4 laps, including this one to go.
It feels like he is catching Smith ever so slightly each lap, though, doesn't he? He's ever inching closer to Smith. So
it does look like he's creeping up to the back of Smith. Smith obviously concentrating wholly on the back of Sturpan. But yeah, Fitzy is definitely getting closer, I think. Looking at Smith's lap times, a 119.4 last lap. Oh, Fitzy slightly by a tenth slower, 119.5, but very evenly matched these two. But I think the slipstream might well help Fitzy now as we come down this back straight past all the campers and the tents.
Yeah, it does look like it. So yeah, every time he goes, that's where he's gaining, isn't he? Down the back from the slipstream. So
just onto the slipstream. If it's not getting him right onto the back of Smith, it is certainly pulling him just a little bit closer. Not close enough at the minute to make a move into the chicane. So let's just go up and see what's happening up at the top. So Motorstorm still out in front. Now then, the gap is definitely increased back to Scott in second, and Enzo actually looks like he's creeping up to the back of Scott, so there may have been a slight mistake from Scott to allow Enzo to get a little bit closer, but also to allow Motorstorm to creep away. These three, I would say, without putting the curse on them, these three have secured their podium spots on. So yeah, as we found, for those that watch the AM2, every time either myself or Mark said that somebody was doing well, they spun round and ended up facing the wrong way. So we're being very cautious about who we dish out the praise to tonight.
Yes, exactly that. It was a very entertaining race earlier on, wasn't it? So yeah, lots of spins. Every time we said, oh, you know, they're doing really well, they look like they're going to be on the podium, and then they spin out. So
and then they spin out. Race 2, I don't think we'd done half a lap before about 5 cars went off. So it was, we're being very cautious. Osman in 4th. He's got Panic at the Tesco bearing down on him, but Osman really finding his feet now in this championship, and as we said at the start, he's always going to be up there, isn't he, fighting for a podium. At the minute he's fighting to hold on to P4 because he's got Panic at the Tesco chasing him down. So if we go on board with Osman across the start finish line into turn 1, and there is Panic, not quite close enough to make a move into turn 1. and then we come up to the dreaded turn 2, this blind turn. Very noticeable. You can see the fuel light flashing on Osman's car as well. So
yeah, you're going to hope. I mean, what do you reckon? He's got about a lap and a half left of fuel there, do you reckon?
Yeah,
sure
I think he's going to. He should make it. He should make it to the end. Maybe a touch of fuel saving. I don't know. I hope not, because I think if he does start the fuel saving, obviously that's going to open the door up for panic. But there we go.
Oh, Panic's
in exactly the same situation. In fact, if we have a look up at the top, I bet everybody's the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All the same, but where Panic's advantage is because he's sitting behind.
He can do a bit of towing. Sturpan got a little bit more. Sorry, Mark. I'm just saying that Sturpan's got a little bit more fuel than everybody else. Yeah. So has Fitzy. So, yeah, they should make it. Excuse me.
We can hope so. Otherwise, they'd be pushing them across the line, wouldn't they? So it'd be like the world's slowest finish.
Yeah. So one more lap then. Motorstorm Hero out in front as he starts his final lap. Scott just behind him in second, with Enzo Jack in third. So that is your top 3 in race 1. Osman in fourth, just holding on to P4 actually, with Panic at the Tesco trying to put the pressure on Osman. Fuel getting very low, but then again so is Panic. So the pair of them, yeah, like you say, Panic has probably got the advantage here because he can stay in the slipstream, pick up a bit of a tow actually, which is going to help his fuel.
Yeah, he's a little bit closer here, isn't he? So it'd be interesting to see down the back straight whether he can actually close up and be able to take an overtake, because this is the last lap, so it's effectively his last chance, unless Osman has a bit of an off on the last chicane.
Somehow I can't see Osman fuel saving. I think he's just going to give it the beans. If he runs out of fuel, he runs out of fuel, and so
it's like power.
Absolutely, and fair play to him for that as well. He's not going to start backing off, is he? So Panic at the Tesco. This is his last chance. If he's it's going to be one hell of a send if he makes a move from there. Oh, no. Sorry, no. I'm going to go back. We missed Motorstorm crossing the line. I do apologise for that. So we will go back. We do like to see, especially the race winner, as he goes through the S's then for the final time, around the final couple of bends. A fantastic race, led from the start. Motorstorm Hero didn't put a foot wrong. Much deserved victory for him. Well done to Motorstorm.
Congratulations.
Scott in second, Enzo Jack in third. Well done to those 3 guys. Brilliant race from them. Osman will finish in fourth, just ahead of Panic at the Tesco. Brilliant racing from those 2 guys. Victor, good result for him in P6. Sturpan in 7th. Smith in 8th. Fitzy will cross the line in 9th. Where is he? There he is.
There he is. And then
he's already finished.
Dyson coming round. And then
Dyson in 10th. Thingy will come across in 11th in his first race.
And poor old Brisbane, he'll come back stronger next race, you watch.
He will. He will. He's not. He's like the wounded tiger now. So look out, everybody else. So Brisbane finally across the line then to finish in 12th, a race he'll want to forget. There we go. Across the line in dramatic style. But that was race 1 for the Pro Split 1 guys here in Atlanta. Join us very shortly. Both myself and Mark will be back in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Do you fancy a cup of coffee, Mark?
Yeah, we're going to grab something to eat, some breakfast, and then we'll come back.
And we'll be back.
And start race 2. So catch you all soon.
Okay, bye.